Here's some pieces of grass, that add in to create some to some close-up objects to establish scale. Okay, again, foreground elements usually something of human scale, so the viewer knows how big they are or how far they are from the scene or where the camera is placed. Okay, it's killing my Photoshop actually to draw those. Two different images open on this computer kind of kills it. Okay, and then lastly, sign date. It's good enough, you see. So you can choose to leave the line drawing in there, which I think I did. I left about let's try 20% here. All right, maybe even 30%. So you can leave about 30% of the line drawing in just to help you hold it, or you don't need to as well. If you turn it off, it still works. As a painting at this level, it works fine. But if you want, you can leave some of the line drawing in. It's up to you. Clients at this point don't care. I don't really think so, because they are after the look. They're trying to prove, okay, this is the direction we want to go for this game, more film. This is the lighting we like. Go ahead and paint this painting as well as the following 4 or 5, whatever, in this type of scheme. So line drawing in, out, I really don't think anyone's really gonna care. It's more about your personal preference, because they both work. You see, on works okay, off works as well. So let's go back to the other one and wrap that up as well. So add more windows here. This one's again is almost done as well. Added some windows into this one to make sure they sort of follow perspective. This one's almost parallel to the scene, you can see here. So again, I'm following the student's perspective here, okay, of the drawing, which is done fairly well. I don't even know. Okay, this last layer, what's on here? I don't even know what's on here. I think it's a blank layer. And then this one, we went a little bit more elaborate. We have a few more levels of detail, so let me just go through that. Okay, so the value at this point is good. Yeah, I like the overall value. I like the overall contrast. So with that said, we could then go in and add a little bit more detail to make it presentable. So here's some snow. Here's some scratched surfaces here and there. Give it a second here. Photoshop is now freaking out because I'm doing too much stuff to it. Okay. More fog. This is a snowy environment. We want to capture, remember that reference image we used, the whole ships in snow. So I want to make sure that that's somehow in this image as well. Let me pause Photoshop here for a second. Be right back, just in case the memory is getting used up. So be right back. Okay, and we're back. So let's try to finish this painting up here. Okay, what layer do we have? Here's the fog layer to again create that sense of creepiness, this whole Silent Hill type of feel. Just constantly adjusting the values here. This layer in particular was to brighten up the snow, to create this high contrast point. You can see here if I turn this on and off, to really just brighten up that snow, almost give it that glowy type of look. And of course that would then bounce into these walls here. The snow is quite a reflective material here, so it would just bounce boom boom into here. Further bring up the fog, and then another layer of detail. Just keep adding this stuff in, especially on these rocks, because I felt at this stage it's still too rough. It's not helping with my form. It's not making this look like a building standing on top of natural materials here. So again, painting some of these rocks, put some more snow in here, some staircases. Okay, and just like the other piece, we're going to put in some snow here to give it some movement, to add to the atmosphere, and also just to make the scene feel alive. Right? Without it, it's kind of sterile. It's kind of boom, just standing here. Put this in here, now I can start, for the viewer, they can hear the snow, they can feel the coldness, right? Just to add to the human, those human elements that everyone's familiar with. Couple more foreground elements, some rocks, sign, right? Always sign. Just a few more snow here. I think I felt like it was missing a few, and that's it. Very quick paintings. Let's go back and look at the other one. So both right now I have the line drawing turned off. They're both off. No, not depending on line drawing for the form to read it all. But again, it's up to you if you want to leave some of that stuff in there. Throw in at 30% or so. But I felt like it doesn't need it. These two definitely don't require it. So here's one, whoops, here's the other. So we could do, for presentation wise, you could copy and paste these into one canvas. So do a copy, so height is like 1200, so let's just make it 2400, right? That'll make it double. So I just paste that in, copy this one as well, and then let's paste this one in. Unless Photoshop decides to die on me. Okay, here we go. Little bit of space in the middle. Let's fill that in with black, right? And there you go. So this could be a presentation. You could print this out, send this to clients, talk about it in a meeting, whatever you want to do with it. Call this one like say 1. Let me zoom in here. Call this one 2, right? Make it very clear. That way, these are more production tips. So when you have 2 of these to present, have some way to distinguish the one. Of course, top and bottom is easy, but if you just put a number like 1 or 2 or A or B, it does the same kind of a thing. And the reason for that is, I just write B. You don't need to do both. I'm just writing both in there. The reason for that is just in case you're sending this over email or you're on a phone call, especially on films, they don't like to email stuff at all. It's too much security. So usually it's done over a telephone. So if a director is calling you with this image where 2 of them are in front of his screen, you want to make it very simple. It's like, hey, I like number 1, or I like A, right? Or I like 2, or I like B, that kind of thing, versus trying to describe it. It's like, oh yeah, I like the one that has the falling snow looking thing. It's kind of a creepy yellow. It's like both of these sort of fall into that. You know what I'm saying? And imagine if they actually like this one, but in your mind, you're just staring at this one. They're saying, okay, it has snow, it's really creepy. I like that dirty snow look. You're like, oh, dirty snow, maybe it's this one. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want that kind of confusion. So when you're presenting a design of multiple designs, or multiple passes of a similar design, you want to be very clear with your numbering, so your clients or whoever you are working with could communicate that clearly to you. Again, I'm going to erase the A and B here, so it's very, very clear, 1 and 2. Okay, so again, here's the final image. Let's take a quick look at both, and also just do the quick process behind each one. Line drawing, once again, I'll leave those turned on so you can kind of see. Again, this is done by my student. This is not my original line drawing. This is drawn by somebody else. Very well drawn piece as well. Whoops, I just saved this one by accident. Dunk. Turn the line drawing on again, which same line drawing, doesn't matter. Okay. So again, this is a quick way to learn how to paint by working quickly, right, with some kind of common goal. So you can actually do a few of these. Let's just leave this one on here. So you could take a line drawing that you like and do 3, 4 different passes, and each time you do it, try to change the story, try to change the scenario, or do a set to challenge yourself. For example, do a snow scene, but all 3 or 4 of these images have different type of approach to snow. So these are all good ways that that's what we do to our what we teach our students here as well. So because in production you're never really working with one of anything. Your job is a designer. So as a designer, you got to be able to provide solutions, and multiple different solutions, not just one. So this is a great way to kind of teach yourself or learn how to work in a production pipeline. Okay, so again, this week's tutorial quite short. Hopefully next week find some time to do a longer one. Maybe we'll do some sketching things or whatever. I'm not sure yet. But also, if you want to see something specific or something like that, go ahead and drop me an email, or drop our contact at fcd.com email, and I'll see if I can get to some of those kind of things. Okay, so all right, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and see you guys next week. All right, bye bye.